Welcome, dear one. I'm so glad you're here. Sometimes, in the middle of life's busy days, we forget to pause and simply breathe. We forget that we are more than our worries, more than our to-do lists, and more than the mistakes we think define us. Right now, take a deep breath. Inhale slowly, and as you exhale, allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your heart to open just a little. You are safe. You are seen. You are loved. Many people carry the weight of not feeling good enough. They walk through life wearing invisible layers of guilt, fear, or shame. Perhaps you've been told you're too much or not enough. Maybe you've been hurt by someone you trusted, or you've hurt yourself by believing unkind thoughts. You may feel tired of pretending, tired of pleasing others, tired of never feeling truly at peace within. If that's where you are, I want you to know that you are not alone. And more importantly, there is nothing wrong with you. You are doing the best you can with what you know, and that is more than enough for today. Every moment offers us the chance to begin again. This very moment can be a new beginning. It can be the doorway to something gentle, something kind, something true. And it starts not by fixing who you are, but by meeting yourself with love. The love you've given to others, the understanding you've shown to friends, the patience you've had for strangers. You deserve to turn that same care inward. There's a place inside you that's been waiting to be seen, waiting to be heard, waiting to be loved by you. Close your eyes if you can and whisper this to yourself. I am safe. I am willing to learn to love myself. These simple words carry so much power. You don't need to fully believe them right now. All you need is the willingness to try. Even a small opening in the heart can let in so much light. Think of self-love as planting a seed. You don't need to rush it to bloom. You simply water it every day with kindness, and over time, you'll see it grow into something beautiful. There is no perfect time to begin loving yourself. There is only now. You don't need to change anything about yourself before you're worthy of love. You already are. Just as the sun doesn't ask the flower to grow taller before it shines, you don't need to do anything before you begin to love who you are. You are already enough, exactly as you are. The journey to self-love begins not with doing, but with being gentle, being present, being open to healing. So today, give yourself permission to soften. Let go of the idea that you have to earn your worth. You are not broken. You are becoming. And as we walk this path together, always remember, you are not alone. The love you've been searching for has always lived within you. And now, you are finally ready to meet it. Welcome home to yourself. Self-love is one of those words we often hear but don't always understand. Some people think self-love means putting yourself above others or ignoring people's needs. But that's not what true self-love is. Real self-love is about showing up for yourself in the same way you've tried to show up for others. It means being kind to yourself when you're hurting. It means giving yourself grace when you make a mistake. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone. It's about knowing you're just as worthy as everyone else. When you love yourself, you start to treat yourself differently. You stop chasing people who don't see your value. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You begin to listen to your own heart instead of only trying to please others. This doesn't happen all at once. It's something you build over time, just like trust. And it's okay if you're still learning. We all are. Think of it this way. If you had a small child in front of you, scared and unsure, Would you shout at them or shame them? No, you would bend down, look into their eyes, and speak gently. You would tell them it's okay to be scared. You would remind them they're safe and loved. That is exactly how we must begin to speak to ourselves. You are still that child in many ways. You still need softness, encouragement, and safety. Self-love is how we begin to give that to ourselves. One way to practice self-love is to catch the way you speak to yourself. Many people say harsh things in their minds without even realizing it. I'm so stupid. I'll never get it right. What's wrong with me? These are not harmless thoughts. They create feelings of sadness, shame, and fear. But when we shift these words into kindness, everything starts to change. Try saying, I'm doing the best I can. It's okay to not have all the answers. I am learning and growing every day. These words help you breathe easier. They invite peace into your heart. Here's an affirmation to help you start. I treat myself with the same kindness I would offer a child. Say it aloud if you can. Write it down. Put it somewhere you'll see it often. This small sentence can guide you back to love every time you forget. And if you slip, that's okay too. Just begin again. Self-love is not about being perfect. It's about being honest, being real, and being loving. Remember, the world may not always reflect your worth, but that doesn't mean you're not worthy. Your value doesn't come from what others think of you. It comes from within. It's built into your very being. You were born with it, and nothing you do or don't do can take it away. You are enough. You always have been. And as you continue to choose self-love, you will begin to see just how true that is. The love you give yourself is the foundation for the life you create. When you feel good about who you are, everything begins to shift. You make different choices. You attract better relationships. You begin to allow more joy into your life. That's because self-love and abundance are deeply connected. They are two sides of the same beautiful truth. When you believe you are worthy, life responds in kind. So many people chase abundance, money, success, approval, thinking that once they get those things, they'll feel better about themselves. But it works the other way around. True abundance begins within. It grows out of the soil of self-worth. When you feel good about who you are, you send a clear message to life. I am ready to receive. I am open to more. I am deserving of all that is good. Your thoughts have energy. They shape your emotions and your experiences. If you constantly think, I'm not enough, you might find yourself in situations that reflect that belief. But if you begin to think, I am worthy, you'll notice opportunities appearing, doors open, people treat you with more respect. Your own energy becomes a magnet for good. That's not magic, it's alignment. It's the natural result of loving yourself. Let's take a moment now to say this affirmation together. I am worthy of all the abundance life has to offer. Say it gently. Let the words land in your heart. You may not feel it deeply at first, and that's okay. The more you speak words of love to yourself, the more your heart begins to believe them. These words are like light. They soften the hard places. They help you grow. Think about how many times you've blocked your own blessings by thinking you weren't ready, or you didn't deserve it, or you had to be more, do more, prove more. That kind of thinking keeps abundance out. It tells life, I'm not ready, but you are. You are ready now, not because you've done everything right, but because you are finally choosing to love yourself. When you believe in your worth, you start to receive differently. You allow compliments in. You stop apologizing for your dreams. You set boundaries not to punish others, but to protect your peace. You say yes to things that align with your heart and no to things that drain your soul. That's abundance. It's not just money or things. It's the fullness of life. It's the richness of knowing who you are and honoring that. Remember, the outside world will often mirror how we feel inside. So if you want more love, more peace, more prosperity, start by planting those seeds within. The most beautiful gardens bloom from within the heart. And as you tend to your inner world with care and kindness, you'll see that the outer world begins to reflect that beauty back to you. You are the source. And it all begins with love. Every thought you think is shaping your life in some way. The way you speak to yourself, the stories you repeat in your mind, the quiet beliefs you carry, all of these have power. You may not always notice it, but your thoughts are like seeds, and your life is the garden. Whatever you plant, whether it's worry or trust, fear or hope, will begin to grow. That's why it's so important to notice the thoughts you allow to take root. Many of us grow up surrounded by negative thinking. Maybe someone told you that you weren't smart enough, good enough, or lovable. Maybe you watched the people around you speak badly about themselves and believed the world was against them. Without even realizing it, you may have picked up these thoughts and made them your own. But the beautiful truth is this: you can change your thoughts. And when you do, everything begins to change. You don't have to control every thought you have. That would be exhausting. But you can choose which thoughts you want to keep and which ones you're ready to let go of. Just like you wouldn't keep a wilted flower in a vase forever, you don't have to hold on to old, painful thoughts that no longer serve you. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice what you're telling yourself when you make a mistake. Notice how you speak to yourself when you look in the mirror. These quiet moments reveal the beliefs that need healing. Here is a journal reflection that can help you become more aware of your inner world. What thoughts about myself do I want to release today? Sit with this question. Write down whatever comes up. Be gentle with yourself. There's no wrong answer. This is simply a way to meet yourself with honesty and love. Awareness is the first step to healing. Now let's say this together. Every thought I think is creating my future. These words are not meant to scare you. They are meant to empower you. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the thinker. And when you become more conscious of what you're thinking, you gain the power to shift your entire experience. When you begin to choose loving thoughts, thoughts of hope, kindness, and patience, you'll notice that your body responds. Your heart feels lighter. Your breathing slows. Even your posture may shift. That's because your mind and your body are always in conversation. They are not separate. When you send peaceful thoughts to your mind, your body feels safe enough to relax. When you flood your mind with harsh thoughts, your body tenses as if it's under attack. This is why changing your thoughts is not just an emotional act, it's a healing act. It brings ease to your nervous system. It invites health into your cells. It reminds your body that it is safe to rest, to heal, to thrive. So keep choosing thoughts that feel like love. And when old, fearful thoughts show up, you don't need to fight them. Just greet them with kindness and choose again. You are not your thoughts. You are the love that gets to guide them. One of the most beautiful and powerful practices you can give yourself is mirror work. It may feel strange at first, but I promise you, it is worth it. Mirror work is simple. It means standing in front of a mirror, looking into your own eyes, and saying loving words to yourself. That's it. And yet, this small act can open the door to deep healing and transformation. So many people go through life avoiding their own reflection, not just their face, but their true self. They feel shame, regret, or sadness, and they carry it silently, believing they are unworthy. But when you begin mirror work, you start to build a new relationship with yourself. You start to see not just the surface, but the soul underneath. You begin to see someone who is worthy of love, exactly as they are. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. You might want to look away. That's okay. Start slowly. Stand in front of the mirror for just a minute. Look gently into your eyes. Say these words out loud or silently. I love you. I really, really love you. If tears come, let them. If resistance rises, notice it without judgment. These reactions are part of the healing. They show you the places inside that need more love, not less. With time, mirror work becomes easier. You begin to look forward to these quiet moments of connection. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to feel like your own friend, your own ally. That's what self-love is all about, standing by your own side with compassion and care. If you want to begin, here is a simple practice. Every morning before you leave the house, stand in front of your mirror, look into your eyes and say, "Good morning, I love you. Let's have a beautiful day together." It doesn't need to be long or fancy. The power is in your presence, your willingness to meet yourself with love. When you do mirror work daily, even for just a few minutes, it starts to change how you see yourself. You become more forgiving. You become more accepting. You begin to treat yourself with the same kindness you've given to others. And that kindness spreads. It touches every area of your life, your relationships, your choices, your peace of mind. So if you feel shy or unsure, that's okay. Begin where you are. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to be willing. Your reflection is not your enemy. It's your invitation. And every time you meet yourself in the mirror with love, you take one more step toward the healing and wholeness that has always been yours. We all have an inner voice that whispers doubts, fears, and criticisms. Sometimes it shouts. Sometimes it repeats old messages we heard when we were young. You're not good enough. You always mess things up. You don't deserve happiness. These words are not the truth of who you are. They are the echoes of pain, and you have the power to release them. The inner critic is not something to fight. Fighting only gives it more energy. Instead, meet it with love. Think of it as a scared part of you, a younger self who only knew how to survive by being careful, quiet, or small. That part of you still lives within, and it needs compassion, not judgment. Speak to it like you would speak to a child who's scared of the dark. It's okay, I hear you. But we're safe now. You don't have to protect me with fear anymore. We can choose love. When you start noticing your inner critic, don't try to push it away. Just pause and ask, is this voice helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting, choose a new voice. Choose words that heal. Choose thoughts that comfort. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to be kind, even when things are hard. Try this simple practice. The next time your inner critic speaks, take a deep breath and say back, "I am willing to see this differently." This phrase creates space. It invites a shift. Then follow it with a loving affirmation. One that works beautifully is, "I forgive myself and release all negative self-talk." Say it with warmth. Say it with hope. Let it settle into your heart like a soft blanket. You may not silence the critic overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is to turn down its volume and turn up the voice of love. The more you practice this, the more you'll notice that the critic loses its grip. You'll begin to hear a gentler voice, a voice that cheers you on, that understands your struggles, that knows you are doing your best. You can also try writing a letter from your loving self to your fearful self. Let your love speak directly to your doubt. Let your hope speak to your worry. Let your truth speak to the lies. This kind of writing can be deeply healing. It gives your heart a voice and reminds you that you are not the harsh words you once believed. You are the one who gets to choose what voice leads your life. And when you choose love, when you choose grace, everything begins to feel lighter. Your mind softens, your heart opens. Your life begins to reflect the kindness you've given yourself. And that, dear one, is where true freedom begins. There are so many ways to bring self-love into your life, and they don't have to be big or complicated. Sometimes, the most powerful changes come from small daily choices. Choosing to rest when you're tired. Choosing to eat something that nourishes your body. Choosing to say no when something doesn't feel right. These simple acts are not selfish. They are sacred. They say, "I matter. My well-being matters." Self-love becomes stronger when it turns into a practice, something you do every day, not just something you think about when life gets hard. Imagine waking up in the morning and saying, "Today, I choose to love myself." That one sentence sets the tone for your whole day. You begin to move through the world differently. You begin to make choices from a place of respect for yourself. Here are a few gentle ways you can practice self-love every day. One is to write affirmations in a journal each morning. Start your day by writing down kind, loving thoughts like, "I am proud of who I am becoming. I am growing and healing more each day." These words may seem simple, but they carry great power. They help you rewire your mind and open your heart to new possibilities. Another practice is to pause throughout the day and check in with yourself. Ask, "How am I feeling right now? What do I need?" You may need a glass of water, a walk outside, or simply a few minutes of quiet. Listening to your needs and meeting them without guilt is a beautiful act of love. It tells your inner self, "I'm here. I'm paying attention. I care." You can also practice self-love by the way you speak about yourself. Notice the words you use when you describe yourself to others. Choose words that reflect the truth of who you are, not the old stories of who you used to be. Instead of saying, "I'm a mess," try, "I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm finding my way." Your words are powerful. They create your reality. Another simple way to bring more self-love into your day is to touch your body with kindness. Whether it's applying lotion, taking a shower, or simply placing your hand over your heart, do it with intention. Do it with gratitude. Your body has carried you through so much. It deserves love and care, just like your heart and mind. Here's a loving affirmation to guide your daily practice. Every day, I show myself love in small and meaningful ways. Repeat it often. Let it become your anchor. Self-love doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs to be real. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, loving yourself won't feel like something extra. It will feel like the most natural thing in the world. Abundance flows naturally when we believe we are worthy of it. When we doubt ourselves, we block that flow. But when we say yes to our value, to our dreams, and to the love within us, we open the door to receive. So many people think they have to work harder or chase more in order to be abundant. But true abundance isn't about chasing, it's about allowing. And the way we allow is by loving who we are right now. When you love yourself, you send a clear message to life. I am ready to receive. You begin to see that you are not here to struggle endlessly. You are here to thrive, to feel supported, to live in harmony with your purpose. This doesn't mean every day will be easy, but it means you will walk through life with a sense of worthiness that opens doors. Let's take a deep breath together now. And as you exhale, let these words flow through you. I now receive all good things with joy and gratitude. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to prove anything. Abundance comes when you align with love, when you trust that you are enough, when you allow the universe to give to you as freely as you have given to others. Think about what you want to invite into your life: peace, love, stability, joy. Feel it in your heart. Picture it. Speak about it with hope, not fear. You are not asking for too much. You are simply remembering what you were always meant to receive. And when your inner world reflects love and trust, your outer world responds. Imagine standing in the middle of a river, arms open wide. The water flows to you, not because you chase it, but because you allow it. That's how abundance works. It flows toward those who are open. And when you say, I love who I am, I trust life, you become like a magnet for all that is good. This is not about wishing for things and hoping they fall into your lap. This is about aligning your energy with what you desire. It's about becoming the person who believes, yes, I am worthy. And that begins with loving yourself just as you are. No more waiting, no more shrinking. You are ready to receive. There is a part of you that has always known how special you are. A younger version of you, a child inside who once laughed freely, believed in magic, and looked at the world with wide, hopeful eyes. That child is still within you, still longing to be seen, still waiting for your love. When you reconnect with this inner child, something sacred happens. You remember who you really are. Your inner child doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present, to listen, to hold space for the feelings that were once pushed aside. Maybe you were told to be quiet. Maybe your needs weren't met. Maybe you learned to hide your pain behind a smile. But now you have the chance to change that. You have the power to become the safe place you never had. You can start by closing your eyes, placing your hand over your heart, and whispering, I am here for you. I see you. I love you. This may feel unfamiliar at first, but it is deeply healing. When you speak to your inner child with kindness, you begin to soften old wounds. You begin to create a new story, one where you are supported, nurtured, and whole. Think about what you needed to hear when you were younger. Was it, you're doing great? Or, I'm proud of you? Or maybe simply, You are enough. Give yourself those words now. Say them often. Write them down. Let your heart receive them like water to dry soil. The more you care for your inner child, the more you begin to feel whole. You stop looking to others to fill your emptiness. You realize that the love you've been searching for has always been within you. And as you build that bond with yourself, you'll notice a new confidence growing, a new light shining. That is the power of inner healing. Here's an affirmation to guide this part of your journey. I am here for you now, little one. You are safe with me. Say it with tenderness, with love, with truth. You are no longer the person who had to hold everything in. You are the one who gets to heal, who gets to rise, who gets to love that younger self into wholeness. This is where your power begins, not in becoming someone else, but in returning to yourself. And your inner child is the key. They hold the map. They remember the way back home to your heart. You've come so far. Even on days when you didn't feel strong, you kept going. Even when it was hard to believe in yourself, something inside you kept moving forward. That something is your spirit, your hope, your quiet strength. And today you've chosen to listen to it. You've chosen love. This journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. The more you choose love, the more your life begins to change. Not all at once, but little by little. A softer heart, a quieter mind, a stronger sense of self. These are the signs that self-love is working. These are the signs that abundance is growing from within. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be anyone but who you are. Just keep choosing love. In your words, in your thoughts, in your actions, one loving choice at a time. When the old voice of fear returns, greet it with kindness, then gently return to love. There will be days when it feels hard. That's okay. Don't give up. Every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you toward more peace, more joy, more freedom. You are not alone on this path. Love is walking with you. Life is supporting you. And your heart is guiding you home. Let's end with a simple truth you can carry with you each day. I am learning to love myself more each day. My heart is opening to joy, healing, and abundance. Repeat it often. Let it be your reminder when you forget. Let it be your encouragement when you feel low. Let it be your promise to yourself. You are worthy. You are enough. You are loved. And everything you've been seeking is already within you. Keep choosing love. Keep trusting your path. And remember, the most powerful transformation begins with one simple thought. I deserve to be loved. By others, yes, but most of all, by myself.